Caribbean Policy Research Institute, CAPRI, has hailed Jamaica's management of COVID-19 spending as a model of accountability. This puts Jamaica in a category of only a few countries in the world with that track record. CAPRI presented the findings as part of its digital discussion following the Money COVID edition last evening. The report singled out the work of the Auditor General's Department in providing real-time oversight of the CARE program as particularly commendable. CAPRI, in collaboration with the International Budget Partnership, found that of 120 countries assessed, almost two-thirds published very limited information on the introduction and use of pandemic-related procurement procedures. This made it difficult to assess if governments were getting value for money in purchases of medical equipment or other goods and services. Fortunately, it seems this was not the case for Jamaica. According to CAPRI's researcher Shanike Chisholm, the country has been held up as an example to the world in terms of best practices in accountability during a time of crisis.
The findings revealed that Jamaica scored among the top countries in terms of accountability. After assessing other countries' response to COVID-19 spending, IBP named Jamaica as one of the best practice case studies that should be an example to the rest of the world.
Shanike Chisholm there, CAPRI's researcher. The key to the success of this oversight, according to the think tank, is the utilization of the real-time auditing conducted by Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis and her team during the execution of the CARE program. It says, on the specific request of the Minister of Finance, Dr. Nigel Clark, the Auditor General's Department published 3 concurrent reviews of the program. It says the Ministry of Finance held up payments until after the reviews had happened and worked closely with the auditors to follow up on recommendations. This, such as the removal of duplicate applications. The utilization of oversight in this manner was of such significance that CAPRI is calling on the government to extend the use of these practices in normal times. Meanwhile, the Finance Minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, says using the Auditor General in this regard stemmed from the scale of the program and the lack of trust many Jamaicans have in the institutions of the country.
Once we opened on April 9th, and within a couple of days we had 349,000 applications, it was very clear that there was no precedent in Jamaica's history for the scale and the breadth of the intervention that would be required. And just cognizant of the low public trust that exists in Jamaica, 1, and 2, the difficulty in that we have had as a country of bringing individuals to account for kind of skullduggery.
The minister says reform of the country's social safety net to increase accessibility and benefits are an important priority for the administration. Dr. Clark argues that through the CARE program, it's been proven that a properly crafted system will be used by those who need it.
In this case, the application form just asks for name, TRN, address, date of birth, very, very simple, that could be filled out in 120 seconds or less. And we had 500,000 Jamaicans filling out that form within a matter of weeks. So anytime you hear people saying that, why are people not taking it up? It's not because they can't take it up, because we've proven it, right? We've run the test, and we've proven that Jamaicans will use online systems if, 1, it's simple enough, and 2, they perceive there's a benefit. They don't perceive a benefit. So that, to me, is something that we can carry forward into the reform of our social safety net and social intervention systems.
Dr. Clark also stressed the importance of improving institutions in the country as a means to drive real development as envisioned in reforms such as who is allowed to sit on boards of public bodies.
Long before I came into this office, having done my own, anecdotal and other, been a part of discussions over many, many years, I'm firmly of the view that institutions make the difference in development. That institutions that provide the right framework, that provide the right set of incentives and disincentives are what, in the long run, leads to the resource allocation and the policies and the implementation that are required for a country to climb the ladder of development.
Dr. Nigel Clark, the Minister of Finance and the Public Service. He was speaking at CAPRI's Digital Discussion Forum last evening.